About 3 months ago, Jeff Bezos' ex-wife donated their former multi-million-dollar estate located in the prime Beverly Hills area to the California Community Foundation, and it seems that the mansion has now found its new owner, a record producer, who's paying $37 million. In today's video, we'll take a closer look at all the interesting details you need to know about this estate and a lot more. So let's dive right in. First off, the estate is being bought by Mike Caren, a veteran record producer, a veteran music executive. Mike Caren is seemingly going to be the new owner of Jeff Bezos' luxury estate in Beverly Hills. Caren has previously produced songs for artists such as Kanye West, Beyonce, and Bruno Mars, so it really shouldn't come as a surprise just how he's able to afford such an expensive mansion. He's also the CEO of the record label Artist Partner Group, which has a long-running partnership with Atlantic Records. There aren't too many pictures of the estate laying around, since the property never hit the market officially. Tax records do indicate that it has about 7 bedrooms and 7 baths in about 12,000 square feet. Inside, there's even a movie theater with multiple terraces for an entertaining or beautiful evening of entertainment. There's also plenty of space to park cars. About a dozen or so could easily fit within the space provided. From the outside, there's a big gate, alongside tall trees, that makes the house quite hidden from the public's eye. Considering how much of a well-known property it is, maybe that's for the best. We've got to say, just considering how luxurious the mansion sounds, it's really no surprise to see just why it's sold for $37 million. It's got just about everything you could want out of a house, and we don't even know all the details yet. The California Community Foundation has stated that at least a portion of that $37 million will be used on affordable housing projects and an immigration integration program. Next, here are some of the interesting bits about the estate's history. The mansion was built back in the 1990s by Rick Guerin. He's an investor and a former business partner of Warren Buffett's. The style of the house was always meant to be Spanish-inspired and comes with a guest house. While Guerin was having it built, he wanted it to feel expansive and open, and so he added sprawling lawns and a large swimming pool, as well as a full-size tennis court. After quite a few years, Guerin and his wife sold the property to Jeff Bezos for $24.5 million. This was the first house that the Amazon creator had bought in Los Angeles, and so we're sure it might have had a special place in his heart, even after all this time. It's said that he used this as his vacation home from time to time. From the looks of it, Bezos didn't really make any major adjustments to the mansion.
It doesn't matter to me whether we're a pure internet play. What matters to me is we provide the best customer service.
But then again, we don't really have too many details about the inside of the house. Despite the house being mostly the same since it was built in the 1990s, its value seems to have skyrocketed over the years. Following their divorce in 2019, Mackenzie Scott acquired full ownership of the home and chose to donate it to the CCF in the summer of 2022. 3 months later, Mike bought it, and that brings us to the present day. Plus, this isn't Caren's first property in the Beverly Hills. It seems that maybe Mike has the same idea as Bezos and isn't planning on using this as his main residence. Along with his wife, he owns another home in Beverly Hills, which is a much smaller place in the Flats area of the city. It's considerably cheaper though, being worth only about $4.5 million. We get the irony of calling anything that's worth in the millions cheap, but you got what we meant. It's possible Mike and his wife might make the shift to the mansion now that they've bought it, keeping their smaller residence in the Flats area of the city as a backup. Plus, it seems that Bezos hasn't bid farewell to Beverly Hills either. Jeff and his longtime partner, Lauren Sanchez, have leaped even higher to a mega estate worth $165 million located elsewhere in the area. They've also got a super yacht and many other vacation homes around the world. So yeah, he's definitely not going to be too sad about not being able to return to this mansion anytime soon. Scott is apparently still staying in Seattle, where she had a $37.5 million home built in the Hunts Point neighborhood. Next, let's move on to some of the most ridiculously expensive things Jeff Bezos owns. Starting off at number 5, it's his Gulfstream G650ER. For billionaires, a private jet is more of a necessity than something that can be considered a luxury. Even though it's like poison for the environment, these super important people need to be flying from place to place within minutes, and they can't be waiting in line like the rest of us peasants after all. Bezos' jet isn't just a regular old one though. He's got the Gulfstream G650ER, which is about the fastest private jet you can get. In it, the Amazon CEO makes trips from the Amazon headquarters in Seattle all the way to the base camp for Blue Origin. He also uses it to travel to parts of Europe and America on the fly. The jet costs a whopping $65 million, but we're sure the time it saves for him in the end is probably worth a lot more. And so it's a worthy investment, all things considered. Next at number 4 is his mansion in the air. Yeah, you heard that right. Well, it's not literally a magical flying mansion, although with the kind of of money he has, we wouldn't be too surprised if even that becomes a reality soon enough. For now though, he's going to have to stay content with his $96 million apartment condo in New York City. Bezos bought 4 apartments in the Flatiron condo on 212 Fifth Avenue. His purchases of this were among the largest apartment deals ever done in the city. He's combined the 4 apartments to create a single, gigantic penthouse of sorts. The mansion starts from the 20th floor, and it's definitely what living above the clouds must feel like. At number 3, it's his LA home. Jeff Bezos is often seen in headlines that revolve around him buying the most expensive thing in a specific city or state, not just in New York City, but he also made headlines in Los Angeles when he bought the most expensive property there. His massively large mansion in Los Angeles costs around $245 million, and it's about 5 times more than what its previous owner paid for it back in the 1990s. This property is known as the Warner Estate and spreads out across 9 acres in Beverly Hills. As you'd expect, it has just about anything one could ever hope for in a home, and then some. It comes complete with terraces, guest houses, a tennis court, and even a golf course. Apparently, it took ages to make and was originally designed back in the 1930s by the former president of the Warner Brothers. Despite it being so expensive, the purchase was easily brushed off by Bezos, which goes to show just how unbelievably large his net worth is. Then at number 2, it's the Washington Post Company. In 2013, Bezos made a rather interesting bid for the Washington Post Company, and he actually bought it. The deal made it so that Bezos was now the owner of its main newspaper, The Post, and various other publications that were associated with it. The deal brought an end to the 4-generation run of the Graham family in the newspaper management business. It cost around $250 million for Bezos overall, which probably didn't prove to be much for him, especially in the long run. Finally, at number 1 is Blue Origin. While investing in the Washington Post Company might have been more of a smart business decision, it's clear that Blue Origin was simply a passion project for Bezos. In 2017, he decided to invest as much as $1 billion in a space-related project, and it seems Blue Origin was what this eventually turned out to be. Amazon is the biggest contributor to Blue Origin when it comes to funding, and in a lot of cases, part of Amazon's stock has been liquidated to meet these needs. It's clear that Bezos has a very special place for the space project in his mind. To Amazon customers, he even stated in 2019 that every time they buy shoes, a part of their money is being used to help fund Blue Origin. And so, he thanked every Amazon customer and stated that he appreciated it very much. It's definitely the most expensive thing Bezos has spent money on so far, even with all the luxurious mansions and estates we discussed in this video, and it's likely that a lot more money on the project will continue to be put in. That's a wrap for this video.
I like to do my high IQ meetings before lunch. Like anything that's going to be really mentally challenging, that's a 10 o'clock meeting.
What do you think about Jeff Bezos' former estate being sold for $37 million? Comment below, give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.